Hey guys, Ed Wilson for President, Paradise Earth Initiative System. Paradise Earth Initiative System, being a replacement system, will actually propel off of this one and will correct all of the things that should have been there for you. Um, you'll have a better life. You'll be re-educated and paid to get educated. You won't be going to the DMV anymore and paying. There won't be any more of that. I mean, vehicles do need to be inspected, and some people, once again, they they fret when it's time for these things to come. There won't be any insurances the way that insurance is done today. It will be took out of the common man's hands. There will be agencies for this. There will be life insurances. There will be other things, like, for instance, building. Our military, have you noticed these guys come home and they don't know anything, and they're coming home and they're complaining and they're just depressed, and they will be trained. They will be a building force. All of us will be a part of the new military. All of us will have a service. I don't care who you are, any mental. There's a lot of people that are out there right now that are really great people that are mentally ill or deemed mentally ill, that basically just know that this system is a fraud, or they may have something like Down syndrome, or there's many other things that has been caused, autisms, and there are services these people can actually do, and they're going to get the opportunities. We want everyone to live their life to the fullest. We want everyone to be able to enjoy everything and to be able to have opportunities they've never had before. It won't be just for law enforcement. It won't be just for people that work for the government, counties. Once again, that will all be exposed as well. Most of those people are actually frauds that are part of secret society, Freemasonic groups. Your counties were overthrown a long time ago, guys. Everything around you is rigged. That's why they're building up so much around you, bringing in people from different cities. It's just another way to rig a system against you. You don't have any votes. You don't have any say. None of that is that way. And a lot of times, you just have no idea the constructs of evil that are around you. And a lot of you won't even have to leave your homes. You will have access to, once again, homeschooling. You'll have access to technologies and things that you can't afford right now that are out of your reach. And everyone will get the opportunity to be able to live their best. Now, yes, do we have an issue with certain things, like, for instance, drug addictions and things like that? Well, that will show its face, and when it shows its face, we will be able to deal with it, because these people will stand out like a sore thumb in this system, okay? And we will restructure our social buildings, like the churches. Yes, we will have new religion, and we won't be allowing every religion, okay? And the reason that won't be allowed is because, think about it, guys. You've got religions out there where they literally, why don't you go look up some of the things that these other religions do, okay? All right, to children, to babies, marriage, different things of that nature, okay? We need a common law and we need a common religion that we can all get behind, that has some teeth, okay? And when I say some teeth, and when, you have a community, and let's just say you have a whole group over here of, let's just say, very habitual thieving people that don't want to work, that just want to get stoned all day long. They don't want to do anything. That will not work. Okay, that won't work. All right, we're not going to be out here having a bunch of thug bullies, a bunch of redneck goofballs. We're not going to have that. Okay, we're not going to have people out here just going out hunting and slaying truckloads of animals. Okay, we're not going to have that anymore. Vehicles will change. You will get a vehicle every year to 2 years. Okay, you're no longer going to have to go out there fretting once again. You're stressing all the time about, hey, I gotta get a vehicle, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. And a lot of you people that we're gonna raise the driving age a bit, okay? Because some people just shouldn't be on the road, and we're also gonna lower the age for certain people because they just shouldn't be on the road. But with a certain type of vehicle style, they may actually be able to stay driving longer. You see, it's all about perspective and how society works. We don't need people riding around here 150 miles an hour. None of that's needed. We don't need people riding around here. So you know how insurance actually became a thing? Because certain powerful people would go out and they could afford to get super sports cars and super fancy paint jobs, and they were getting upset that they would go to the supermarket and sometimes their cars would get dinged by a door, or a cart would come and it would hit their vehicle, and they wanted a way to be able to have their vehicles fixed. And they saw the opportunity to create an industry that they could monopolize and rip the people off while looking like they're serving you. See, that's the whole ticket, guys. That's what they do, is they make it look like, well, we're doing you a public service. We're serving you, okay? No, they're not serving you. You are being served, but they're not serving you, okay? And that's what all of the government. So I hear everybody say, "Man, government's bad. Anytime government gets involved." Well, no, it's true though. In this system, in this Freemason system, yes, that is true, because Freemasons are terrorists. So think about it, guys. You're in a United States, but yet you got gangs running things that you're not a part of. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay? Yet, you just saw the president calling out gangs for being gangs, and most of these gangs are ran by the ones that I just mentioned. Yeah, make it make sense. I think I just made it make plenty of sense. And I think you understand exactly what I'm saying here. Okay? So, let's stop the lies. Let's get a new system in place. You'll get community back. You'll get your families back. And we can start the healing process. Within a few generations, our children will be so smart, they will make us look like Neanderthals. They will have knowledges. They will have common sense. They will have improvisational skills that you don't have. That's right, guys. It will be great. Greater than America has ever been, or their idea of what it could ever be, because they are limited, weak-minded imbeciles. Okay? That's what they are. I'm just telling you, you don't have to like it. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you like it. I really don't. I want you to like the Paradise Earth Initiative idea. I want you to get involved. Think about how you've got all these things that you'd like to do, that you'd like to, even a vacation, go see something. There will be an allotment for these things. We're no longer going to be invading countries with our money, going over there, bullying people around. I've been watching how, certain countries, they're even talking about, look, if you're going to come and you're going to be sitting here being loud and doing obnoxious things like the people on YouTube are doing, the people on TikTok are doing, the people on these other apps are doing, okay? They make us look like fools. Because most of us, if we were to go there, we'd be quite humble. We'd be in awe at some of the things that they have there. We would be enjoying it. Okay? So, look at that. Look at the children that you're raising. Look at how you have no power. You have no power. They're raised by social media. They're raised by video games. They're raised by an indoctrination system at school. And then those of you that pull your kids out of school, you're so beat down trying to survive and feed them and keep a roof and clothing on them that you're having a hard time even educating them. Now, wouldn't it be nice if you pulled your children out of school and you had an entire system? Like, for instance, I've noticed a lot of these guys out there. Like, for instance, there was one curriculum that I was very interested in, but as soon as I saw the price of it, I realized who Ron Paul was, okay? He created a curriculum, and there's these other people that have created curriculums, but then they sell these curriculums so expensive, and once again, you're already a slave, and people are like, well, education, you can't put a price on a good education. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can, and it should be free in a free society. We should have a university system. So in the Paradise Earth Initiative, there's also the Paradise University system, a P2P, to where people will be able to go out, like TED Talks, for instance, Reddit, different things like that. But the difference is these will be platforms to where people can go online in person, do seminars on things. Like, for instance, let's imagine you have a health treatment, okay? And it's a breakthrough, something you discovered by accident, or you discovered by experimentation, or whatever it may be. And you want to learn more about it and you want to share it. You'll be able to do that, okay? And you won't have to, these things will be free. All of this will be free. Actually, by people getting educated, you'll get paid, okay? Because, you know, they want to put on this credit score, okay? They want to create this other system. There's ways that we could implement things like that as well. Oh, once again, not everything that they've came up with is bad. It's just bad the way they do it, okay? Because they are evil. And when I say they, I'm being specific about the secret societies and the Masonic powers that be that have been manipulating mankind for so long and have had man in a stranglehold, okay? So we can get out of this, but you have to unite with other people that want to get out of this. This is not a racial thing. This is actually something that breaks that, okay? And to be honest with you, that's what some of their goals was supposed to be, is to fix that. But they got another agenda, and their agenda is not for our good, okay? It's not for our good. And we have time here, and this is a beautiful place, and these people are poisoning it. The farmers are poisoning it. They've been weaponized against themselves and you. And they think that they're, I hear people, no farms, no foods. Well, what's the good of having food if it's poisoned? Come on. I hear people talk about dull, marvelous melons. Yeah, you want a ball of glyphosate? Have at it. Okay? I try to grow my own. But I'm so busy, enslaved, that I can't keep up on the things that I do put out there. And even in our own families, you get so just exhausted by dealing with these people, because the laziness, what's been programmed for generations has to be broken, guys. It's got to be broken. And usually what they do is they reset you, okay? Once the people start to awaken, that's what the whole point of flooding you with immigration was, okay? Was actually to replace you, okay? So they find somebody that's hungrier, that will go along with the process, that you will take the programming, and then they go ahead and they replace whoever that may be, whatever race, culture, whatever. Okay, every single war that we were in, guys, was an arranged war for population control. That means everything that you were taught in school about each of these wars and how George Washington floated across the boat and he did this, and then one of them chopped down an apple tree or a cherry tree or whatever. Who cares? I was going to say, these guys were a bunch of terrorists. All right? Columbus, terrorist. I was going to say, and you go following all that tree right on back, and you're going to find more terrorism, and you're going to find more crookery. You're going to find, and you're going to get into the Romans. All roads lead to Rome. Yeah, all roads lead to terrorism. That's what's happening, guys. That's what you're going to find out. That's what your education is, okay? It's based on terrorisms that have happened over and over and over and over again. People are talking about Tartaria. Yes, they were reset, okay? Anytime a civilization gets to a certain point, they also demonize it. See, that's a funny thing, too, because once it gets to a certain point, then what they want to do is they want to demonize you. And then after they cause a certain amount of destruction because of freedoms of religions and things like that, doing spells on you, in which you don't even know what a spell is, guys. You don't realize that a lot of the entertainment that you're watching is actually a programming psychological spell that is being pulled over on you, okay? You don't understand this, but you better overstand it. All right, it's time for you to understand and overstand. That's going to be the title of this one. Understanding and overstanding. All right? Because when you go to these synagogues of Satan, there's a lot of good points in there as far as how one should conduct themselves. But when you're dealing with people that are going to fraud you in those types of conduct, you have to be able to discern and perceive. It's called quickening of the wit. It's quickening of your common sense. It's the opening of your third eye. The eye of self-realization and the eye of realization. It's a protective mechanism that is in your temple. That's why they fluorinated the water. That's why they poison the foods, is to calcify your system so you can't see through the lies. You understand? Do you overstand? This is what they've been doing to you for a long time. You have to understand and overstand what's going. And when you overstand it, you're taking control. You're realizing what's happening around you. You're going to want to eat healthier. You're going to want to decalcify. You're going to want to get more healthy. You're going to want more alkaline foods, alkaline water. And you're going to understand what alkaline means. And you're going to also understand that there's certain things that get inside of you that cause other things that are illnesses that they have weaponized for population control to shorten your time here. Because the reason they shorten your time here and you die earlier is because the faster they get you out of here, the more people pass away, the less chance of people discovering what's really going on around them and to them. I hope this makes sense to you. Don't go to these synagogues of Satan. You don't need to. You need to find the people, like it says in those books. There are ones from among you in every culture that can help you understand and overstand the situation that you're in. Because this is not just a spiritual battle. It's a physical battle. It's a mental battle. And like Alex Jones said, there's a war on for your mind. And that's what they're doing. And unless you engage, then you become a victim to those who are manipulating you. What is manipulation? Okay? Ponder it. Understand and overstand. We're here for a reason, guys. We have to break these spells. We have to correct what they've done. They're poisoning the planet. They're making abominations. If you take certain things into your body that they created, that they have intellectual property rights to, they're altering your DNA. That's what the mRNA is. Okay? These things aren't there to help you guys. They're there to alter you. They're going to patent you and take away your humanity. Take away Jesus. Take away your ability to activate the Christ within. That's what they're doing. Understand and overstand. I was kicked off of TikTok, banned, because I started exposing the racial things that were going on there, and not by guys like me. Okay? And I found out that the same ones that are behind this country, when you find out, you're going to be shocked. Because the ones that you think are in power aren't in power. No, it's going to shock you. It's going to shock you dramatically. But if you're in power, they don't have any power. And then if I'm in power and you're in power and he's in power and she's in power, then we are the people that are in power. And then we separate from them. Do you understand? Do you overstand? That's what it's about, guys. It's about creating community. They have you so divided with property lines and things of that nature that you can't see past the nose on your face. Okay? It's time you start seeing past the nose on your face and start seeing through them and through their agendas and through their lies. They're evil. Understand and overstand. Have a good day. This is a message to the ones that are wanting to wake up, that intentfully want to fix things, that are tired of the lies that want our children and our future selves to have greater existence, a greater purpose, to come back to people who aren't damaged, that aren't strung out, that aren't suffering from diverse lusts and passions that are blown by the wind in any direction and care nothing but about themselves. See, it isn't just about us. It's about everything and everyone. It's also about nature. Riding down the road, seeing carcasses of raccoons and deer and rabbits and squirrels and cats and dogs, which some of those I really honestly could care less about. There's a few of them I know I sounds terrible, but you have to understand and overstand. Some of them that shouldn't have been there to begin with. And we've got people going out there having accidents and natural events happen to them and decimating lives, going too fast, inferior vehicles, struggling to even, I mean, some of these people, when they were younger, they were doing great. But you're not going to stay young forever. Okay? And they want you going to the stores, guys. You should have most of the foods that you need, and you actually do, but you just don't know it, right in your front yards. And you should have the ability, and you should have a government that's in service to you to help build these things, because that's another resource. We alone could feed the entire world. Just us. But imagine, after we set a great example and the world's following that example, the abundance that we're all going to have. The choice, once again, it increases our choice. It increases the resources, everything. They're cutting down all the trees. They're the ones creating all of the scenarios and the global warmings and the terrorism with weather, weaponized medicine. That's what the pharmaceutical industry does. Weaponized food, poisoning the shallow wells so that they can sell you water. They were talking about this decades ago, guys. They were talking about this decades ago, how they were going to monopolize water and then they were going to bottle air. They're going to make the air so bad that you needed air out of a can. Come on, guys. Come on. Understand and overstand. Paradise Earth Initiative solves all of this. Some of the things about Paradise Earth Initiative, because it's so multifaceted and it will grow so quickly once implemented. It will have so many reaches that will actually stop a lot of their reaches. Okay? There won't be any more nonprofits, guys. There won't be any more. So a lot of you guys that are capitalizing off of insurance, nonprofits, and things of that nature, it won't be there anymore. But you won't care. You really won't. You're going to get paid to be re-educated. And, people always say, well, that sounds like something out of Hitler's book. Well, you know what, guys? You've been indoctrinated your entire existence. Wouldn't it be nice to actually, for a change, have truth, wholesomeness, good knowledge pumped into that nugget up there? You know what I mean? So you could activate your endocrine system and be the best that you can be. It's funny, that's a motto of a lot of the militaries. Be the best that you can be. Be a minion. Be a minion right now. That's what these guys are. They're minions. Going over there attacking people, creating the structures. I mean, guys, look, I can go deeper on this. I can start showing you how they attacked all these countries that were actually freer than you. Even though they had certain government aspects that they had to fight against in their own lands that were trying to manipulate them, that were part of these secret society groups internationally. And then they created wars, and now those people are incorporated, have corporations that are in the slave monetary system that are creating the things that you're buying for your homes, like your trims, your plywood, your flooring, your plumbing fixtures, your car parts, your roofing, and your lawnmowers, your weed eaters, all of the little teeny things that you really enjoy, little insignificant things, are coming from other countries. Your shoes, your clothing. Yeah, guys, understand and overstand. I think it's time you wake up. Because if you don't, you may not have the opportunity forever. I'm just trying to give you the opportunity. I know I'm just a normal guy, but all of those guys that have been running everything, they were not normal guys. And the ones that were normal guys, they really weren't normal guys. They were part of groups, and they were putting on fronts that they were normal guys. They didn't have the same stresses that you have. Like, I watched Trump out there, he's sitting there, I'm going to do this great big deal. I'm doing all these other things. Yet you're going to keep all of the bad people right there in place. You're going to keep all of the evil ones that have been running everything into the dirt there. You're not going to stop the people that were in charge of the criminal syndicates. You're not going to stop. I mean, come on, you're supposed to be in charge of the most powerful military in the world with the most sophisticated technology and things. You can pinpoint a target 1,000 miles away and hit the target. Yet, so can these other countries that are buying the weapons from you. And have you noticed, guys? Instead of hitting specific targets, they're carpet bombing, hitting all of the people that have nothing to do with some of these things. Understand and overstand. Okay, I'm going to cut this video short because I really do have things I need to do. It's just, I really care. And you should be able to tell that in my messages. And you should also be able to tell that I'm very affected by these things. I'm just like you. I don't live on a golf course on an island. I don't have millions and millions of dollars. I don't even have a million. I barely have a pot to pee in, okay? But I've been running my own business, honestly, and I haven't been ripping people off. And it wasn't too long ago I found out that I'm apparently very cheap, which in a way I was like happy about that. But I'm also realizing that I'm suffering as well. There's so many things that I want to do too, education wise, and just to grow. But I'd be happy just being here gardening and doing things like that if the system was better. Okay? I'm worried about my children. I'm worried about my children's future. I know that they're setting you up. They're setting us all up for an invasion. We've already been invaded, guys. The enemy's all around you. The American people aren't what you think they are. Most of them are so dumbed down. It is pathetic. And they've got the other countries involved as well. It's an international Freemasonic occupation deep state. Okay? It's ancient, guys. It's been going on for a very long time. Anyway, understand and overstand. That's the title, guys. Look, I can dream. That's all I'm doing, I'm guessing. I'm sitting here rambling on. There's nuggets in here for certain people. The ones that are really trying to wake up. It's gonna sink in on you. You're gonna fight against it at first, because that's how they created it, so that you would fight against anyone that tried to break the shackles off of you. Isn't that amazing? Invisible shackles, guys. Understand and overstand. Even that flag is a shackle. That's why they created a constitution, It's also a shackle, a rigged shackle. Okay? Incomplete. It's incomplete. All right? But it was written by slaves, guys, that were mimicking systems that they broke away from. And they admired some of their captors. Some of them still serve them to this day. Yeah. So when you go looking at that ancient stuff and you're thinking, oh, they had it so. No, no, it wasn't good, guys. Those were the authors of slavery. Those are the root of all evil, and you're still under their evil systems right now. And it'll go under different colors and different things of that nature because that's just how it works. But it doesn't have to. We could actually have independence, guys. Real independence. Not that fake, I mean, oh, guys, it's kind of embarrassing the way they pulled the wool over your eyes. Understand and overstand. I'm just going to cut this short. I could go deeper, but honestly, nobody's probably ever going to see this. And my phone needs to be charged. And I got work to do. Have a good day, guys. Understand and overstand. Paradise Earth Initiative.